Now, government is rejecting claims that it orchestrated the removal of former Chief Justice Gertrude Tokonu. Presidential staff arbitraries Annan Fio, speaking on City FM and ChannelOne TV's weekend current affairs show, The Big Issue, insisted that President Mahama had no preconceived agenda, stressing that the process was independently initiated. Daniel Sakte reports.
The removal of former Chief Justice Gertrude Tokonu, following recommendations of a committee set up to probe petitions against her, has sparked intense debate and divided opinion. While critics point to political undertones linked to pronouncement by persons aligned with the National Democratic Congress, others argue that the process followed due constitutional procedure. Presidential staffer Beatrice Anamfio, speaking on City FM and ChannelOne TV's The Big Issue, dismissed claims of political motivation, insisting President Mahama came into office with priorities beyond seeking the removal of the Chief Justice.
This removal was not political in any way. In fact, I happen to work at the presidency, and I can tell you that on assumption of power, if we had any preoccupation and major issues that we wanted to tackle, removal of Chief Justice was not one of the issues that government, was concerned with. And so the point has to be made that this is not something that was on the agenda for President Mahama.
But the minority caucus disagrees. MP for Swame John Darkon described the removal as part of a wider government scheme with the ultimate aim of also targeting the Electoral Commission chairperson.
When you look at what happened, it was just a political attempt by the NDC, and they played it well. You will know that sooner than later, a petition for the removal of the chair of the Electoral Commission will also come up. And they would, for us, it's just a petition that came, and the Chief Justice made the prima facie determination, and then we went through the process, and the person has been removed. Let us not bury our heads in the sand like ostrich and pretend that what is going on here is some constitutional procedure, because it is not. What is happening is pure politics.
Host of Good Evening Ghana and former board chairman of the Ghana Airports Company Limited, Paul Adomotre, on his part, cautioned against the hasty application of Article 146 in removing judicial officers, warning that judicial errors should not automatically amount to misconduct.
The first major brush between the executive and the judiciary under 1992 was the ruling in 31st. It was a ruling that rubbed Mr. Rawlings on the very wrong side. And it was all said that one judge, a former Attorney General, NYB Adade, was responsible for what was termed the coup d'etat at the Supreme Court because he led the majority opinion of 5 judges. The Supreme Court may have been wrong in decision A or decision B. That happens, it's happened all the time. The law is replete with these things where decisions are overturned. But even if they are wrong, the way to manage it is not to rush to the Constitution and find Article 146 and take them out.
Spokesperson for Movement for Change, lawyer Andrew Appiah Dankwa, also raised concerns about weaknesses in Article 146 of the Constitution.
As the people, we've sat down and we've allowed this very weak Article 146 that, if I want to also speculate, can be weaponized. Is it the case that when it was being applied against Charlotte Osei, it was used as a weapon? What did we say when the former president, His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo, said that I'm just a conveyor belt? Is John Mahama not just a conveyor belt?
Meanwhile, President of Imani Africa, Franklin Kudjo, urged that the matter be depoliticized, suggesting that in other jurisdictions, the former Chief Justice could even have faced imprisonment.
The argument that, she should have been guided by an officer, like a finance officer, and so she didn't know, it's neither here nor there. Please, let's disassociate politics out of this at all. Because when I hear such this, it gets me really angry. She knew, and she's at the head of the judiciary, she knows the laws pertaining to the issues around spending money. Look, in other countries, she would have been in jail by now. There are countries, was it Chile or wherever, that they found the president was wearing a wristwatch, I think a Rolex wristwatch, about $64,000. Police officers went to her house, right? She was president too. They went to her house, found out what she did jail there one time. Let's not joke with these things.